How many of you have prospects that will visit the property and lie to you? All right, well then let's stop them from lying to you. Complaints about the prices of your rent and prospects lying to you can be two of the most frustrating parts of being a property manager. On today's episode of Leasing University, I'm going to help you deal with complaints about rents and heading off prospects' lies before they even happen. Tell me if this sounds familiar. A prospect comes into your leasing office looking at your lowest price floor plan and immediately starts complaining about the price of your rent. You can never stop prospects from complaining about the rent, but it's the two things that almost happen immediately after their first complaint that you need to shut down. First, prospects that complain will almost always lie to you. Second, if you're not mentally tough, those complaints about your high-priced rents will begin to destroy and wear down your ability to sign leases. Okay, great question. Let's talk about how you deal with price objections and lies right now so they don't cost you more leases tomorrow. Going back to the guy complaining about the price of your rent on your most affordable floor plan. First, let them complain. And better yet, let's even show them a better unit. Let's show them one with an additional bedroom, a larger unit. Let them complain about that. Let's show them the most expensive floor plan and let them complain about that. Bottom line, let them complain. Never ever treat a complaint as an objection until it's an actual showstopper for them to sign a lease. People complain all the time. I complain, you complain, we complain about price, we complain about the weather. It's too hot, it's too cold outside, it costs too much. That same guy complaining about your lowest price floor plan is probably complaining about the price of his dinner, his phone bill, his cable bill, the fact that his alarm didn't go off this morning. These are all complaints. It's human nature to complain. These complaints about your price doesn't mean that they're not going to sign a lease with you. It just means that they're human and humans complain. All right, here's a great general rule of thumb that I like to use on those first price complaints, and prepare your mind for this. When that first objection or complaint about the price of your rent comes up, treat it the exact same way you would as if they were complaining about the weather. Hey, if they came into the leasing office and were like, "Oh my goodness, it's so hot outside," you'd be like, "Man, you're right, man. July in Chicago, it's killing me too." Boom, and you'd move on. You wouldn't go, "Oh my gosh, time out, it's hot outside." Was it hot at the other properties you looked at? Maybe, you know what, if I could move the axis of the earth 2 inches, I could probably bring the temperature of Chicago down from 84 to 71. Would that be a little bit more accommodating for you? Would you sign a lease for me right now if I could get God to literally move the earth further away from the sun? That would be crazy. You'd never do it. It's the same craziness when they come in and go, "The price is too high," for you to freak out and start going, "Man, I need to fix this. I need to solve this or else they're not going to sign a lease." Great question. Most prospects are typically going to start lying to you the minute you open that door to them talking about the other communities they looked at, and more importantly, the price. As soon as you open that up and let them say, "Oh, well, the property down the street is $500 a month less," or "They're giving me this for free," or "They've got that promotion," what you're doing is you're forcing them to validate those normal human complaints with facts, okay? I complained about the price. I don't want to seem like a whiner, even though it's human nature to whine a little bit. I can't seem like a whiner, so I've got to make up some facts to support my position about why that this particular unit is too expensive. You need to head that off. Don't put them in a position where they feel trapped and they've got to lie to you. This is where it's going to take some practice and some drilling with other people in your leasing office. That's going to help a lot. What you need to do is you need to politely cut them off before they start talking about the price of the unit down the street. Hey, Matt, I looked at the other unit down the street. Hey, excuse me. You know what? Let's talk. That's unfair for me to talk about the price of that other unit. I don't work at that other unit. Let me show you why we're the #1 community in the market. Let me show you why we're the best property for you. You already said we're close to your work. You always said you wanted a safe, quiet environment. I'm going to show you a terrific unit. Before we get into the price of somebody else, let me show you my units. We'll go over my pricing, and then we can talk about the competition. Is that fair? You need to head them off. Otherwise, you're going to go down this road where they're having to lie to you and support. Oh my goodness, down the road, they're giving me 6 months free and I can do whatever I want and the rent's $500 a month less. It's because they complained and you've opened that door and now you're going to lead them down that road to support themselves. Don't do it. Just cut them off and say, hey, it wouldn't be fair to me to talk about the pricing of our competitors. I know that we're the #1 community in the market. I know that this is the best place for you. Let's talk about why that is. And just cut them off. Don't put them in a position to lie. Okay, so you're probably saying to yourself, man, it's just not that easy to cut somebody off. They're going to talk about price. You're absolutely right, but you need to get yourself in the habit of not fostering those lies. But if they do bring up price, where you need to pivot immediately is not start arguing with them about price. Say, hey, Mike, if all things were equal, where would you rather live? Sandra, I get it. You're saying the other community is $500 a month less. All things being equal, price the same, where would you rather live? Well, Matt, I'd rather live here. Why? Because you've got a unit on a higher floor. They're a garden style. I really don't like the idea of living so close. Great. Why else? You know what? This place is a lot closer to my office than the other place. Great. Why else? You know what? When I walked into the other community, everybody in the leasing office was rude to me. They didn't have time. Oh man, that sounds terrible. Why else do you like ours? You know what? I love the fact that you've got that covered parking because I just got a new BMW and the last thing I want is to have to be washing that every week because it got rained on and I want my car to look good. I'm right. You know, that's great. Why else? Let them keep going. My sister says I should live here. Why else? My friend actually, you know, I didn't tell you, but my friend actually lives in this complex. My best friend, it'd be great to hang out at the pool. Keep asking them, all things being the same, why would you rather live here? You're going to get them off price, and even if you can't match the price, you're going to have built that value in their mind that we're like, dang, $500? Am I really going to wash my car every week? Am I going to drive an extra 3 miles to work every day? Wait a minute, each way, that's 6 miles. Gosh, that's probably half the money right there in gas. Am I going to live on a lower floor when here I could live on the 5th floor? My sister loves this place. My best friend lives. What am I doing complaining about price? You're getting them to think about the real issues and not have to support those facts about their initial human nature complaint that it's too expensive. Okay, so there's 2 fantastic ways to deal with price complaints. Remember, treat every complaint as a complaint until it's a showstopper at the time of signing the lease and let them complain. And don't put prospects in a position to lie to you. It's human nature to complain, but if you press them on it and try and solve that problem, you're actually going to make matters worse by forcing them to defend their position that your unit is too expensive. I hope that helps. And as always, please subscribe. I'm going to give you more quality tips on everything that you need to know about apartment marketing and leasing apartments. Subscribe to the channel. And if you need more hot, qualified local prospects calling the leasing office, you can always reach us at Multifamily Traffic. Our number is 888-683-5885. Until next time, be great and lease those units.
You are my best friend and we've got some things to do.
wanna meet me on the floor?
Yeah.
Yo, you wanna meet me in the lounge?
Yeah.
Yo, you wanna meet me in the